The devil is busy. I was trying to. Guys, I'm gonna learn. I swear, I'm gonna learn. 2021, I'm gonna learn how to edit videos because now I gotta like upload these as two separate videos. And I received a phone call, and I don't know how to like add. Maybe I can try to find an app to put these together. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. But anyway, so back to what I was saying before my phone go dead. I'm gonna get me a camera too this year. Focused. Anywho's, yeah. So it was his birthday, and she had got him a cake, and she put the cake out on the table with the like wrapping on top of the cake, and she asked him like, "Do you want to like blow out the candles in your cake now?" And he's like, "Nah, I think I want to do it later." And she was like, "You sure? You sure?" Like holding on to the cake, like, "You sure? You sure?" And he's like, I think I want to do it later." And she kept doing it until he said yes, till she got the answer that she wanted. And right there, that was like a hell of an eye opener. But once again, I ignored it. So that was like one thing that I saw. And then the way she would, the way she would just uh manipulate him. Like it was just like mind blowing to watch. Now mind you, I'm I'm introverted. The only reason I'm able to make these videos is because it's just me in this house and my phone. So I really don't talk much around people. I really don't say too much. I'm like kind of to myself. So I was like a mystery for her. And I think that was a struggle for her because she used to try to get things out of me and it wasn't working. She would try to get me to agree with the things she would say about her son. Like she would try to get me on her team, like a mastermind kind of thing. Like if she wanted him to do something and he kind of wasn't sure about it, she would try to like get me to get him to do it. Like, and those were things that I would notice in the beginning that I just was like, okay, maybe it's because he's still home. And he would tell me like, I'm still home. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, you still can be a man and at home. You can respectfully decline things. You can respectfully um, ask of your parents to treat you with respect. Like it's okay. Like it's totally fine. You're still a man at the end of the day. So, anyways, I started to watch that go on for like a good. We going into 3 years now. Like I just watched like the masterminding game, and then like she was controlling because my birthday would come around and she would be like, "Oh, what we doing for your birthday?" And I would be like, "Well, I have plans. I got plans. Me and him, we have plans." If she was not included in those plans, she had a problem. There was a problem. She needed to always be present. She would blow up his phone 3 times a day. He would get anxiety. I would watch this man before my eyes get anxiety if he don't pick up the phone. Like she had him scared. It was just something that was just like so weird. Like when I think back, it's just all coming to me. I'm sorry guys. This is like still very, very fresh. And oh man, it's still very fresh. He used to be like scared and I would have extra anxiety and I used to be like, it's okay, just tell her that you're busy or you're doing something. And he would be like, I am telling her that. But if he would be like, I'm busy or I'm in the middle of something right now, she'd be like, what are you doing to be exact? Or if she's saying he's saying I'm eating dinner right now, well what are you eating right now? Like she didn't even care. She had no regard that I was there. She didn't even care. Like she had no respect for her son. And she would play these mind games that was just like it's out of this world. So anyway, as time goes on, I'm telling him like, listen. He's telling me, oh, it's because I'm at home still, and that's probably why. And I'm telling him, well, maybe if you move out, things will get better. 3 years in, he still singing the same sad song, and I'm just like, something has to change because your mother is manipulating you to move how she needs you to move. Something has to change. This whole, oh, I'm not making enough money to be, leave home sounds excuse to me because if you really wanted to leave home, you would have left home. Not only does she manipulate him, she manipulates the dad as well. And I noticed there would be times she would test me. I own a boutique, and at one point I was juicing, which I plan on doing soon because I need to get rid of this extra quarantine weight. But I was juicing, and she was like, "Oh, okay, those juices sound good. Make me some." And I just took it into my like I didn't even respond. I just listened to what she said. And like if I had like a phone case, a fancy phone case, or whatever it would be, she'd be like, "Oh, that's nice. You should buy me one." It was just like you wasn't asking me. She was telling me. And I don't know, I just was picking up onto those things, and she would ask me things about my family and be like, oh, why your mom don't come and see you, and I was living like about 2 hour drive away. My mother doesn't even have a car, she doesn't even drive. And number two, like I said, me and my mom never was the closest. She just wasn't, that much of a mom. She was That was not her priority. She had children, but being a mother was the last thing on her mind. And I think his mother would try to learn things about my mom. It was like she would dig about my life in general. It's just not about my mom. She would try to find things about my life and then use them against me. I would see her. She would look at me from head to toe and find something to say that was negative. Um, she would try to force herself on me. Um, he gave her my number, I believe, and she would just like try to call me and try to, because if she couldn't get through to him, she was going to call me, try to get through to me. So somebody was going to answer that damn phone for her. Somebody was. And I just blocked her, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, because I noticed, I felt, I don't know, I just like, it just didn't feel right, because mind you, like I said, I'm 33, he's 31. Well, at this time, no, yeah, that was in the beginning. I just was like, oh, it just didn't feel right. Like I don't even feel obligated to answer the phone for my own mother. So the demanding fact of it all was just a bit much. I don't care if you live with her or not. I'm sorry. I just honestly felt like she didn't respect him. So that was that. And like I said, she would test me and try to get me to do things. But in the beginning, she was trying to be so nice. Out of nowhere, she'd be like, buy me a coffee maker. Ask him, what do I need? Or ask her to come with me to go get my nails done. Little stuff here and there. Now, in the beginning, I don't know if I was naive. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I was naive. I don't know if I was looking for a family setting at the time, because my family setting wasn't the greatest. And I fell for it. Like, in the beginning, like I would go to the house and hang out and talk with her here and there. Didn't tell her too much, because I was always not that open. But because I've never been in that family atmosphere, it felt good in the beginning when she was being nice to me. And I just felt like I didn't know she was just willing me in. Like, she would say things like, you look like you belong in this family. And one day somebody had asked me while we went to church, was I his wife? Asked him, was I his wife? And I was like, oh, no, no, we're just together, we're not married. And she had overheard the person, and then later on that day she was like, that lady said, well, you his wife, I guess that's God talking through her. Like, she would say little things like that, like, I guess just trying to please my mental. But back then I didn't know it was pleasing my mental. I just was like, I didn't know. Like, I honestly just didn't know. Like, it was just all like what it was at the time. And she would go and try to get stuff out of her closet every time I was there and like give me something. We were both petite women, which was odd. And she would try to like give me things every time I came over. She was always doing a lot, like, at the time. But I don't know. My spirit never sat right from the beginning. I don't know. Like, something was off, but I didn't know what. So before I just like, cause I feel like I'm all over the place with this, because I'm still like, I'm mad because I feel like I've been mentally fucked, and I'm smarter than that. And that's why I am so upset. So, anyways, with 3 years in, I see no progression. I'm like, listen, what we doing? You're not moving out of your mother's house. All right, I'm leaving. I go to Atlanta. I told him, listen, because I felt like, honestly, the best way for us to work out is to get you away from her. So I was telling him, like, granted, I'm not saying I wanted him away from his mother like the rest of his life, because that's his mother. He's the only child. So I know she had to be in his life. But there had to be some type of boundaries. He wasn't setting any. So I was like, you know what? There's some things that are just going to have to change. And maybe if he's not there, then he'll see them. But I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway. So I moved to Atlanta. He claims he was looking for jobs in Atlanta. He can't find no job. So he didn't ever made it to Atlanta. But Atlanta didn't work out for me anyway. So I moved back to Jersey. And this time I was like, if we're going to be together, then we need to be together. And he was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we moved together. We living together. And she basically just lost, like, control. Like, she just got out of control. Like, demanding things she's going to do. Like, oh, I'm going to buy the table. I'm going to buy the couch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm like, no, she's not going to dictate ownership of where I live and how I do things. This is what's not going to happen. And he's telling me, just let her. Just let her. That's what she want to spend her money on. Just let her. The enabling of it all. So he's a problem too. Don't think I don't see the problem in him. Oh yes, he's definitely a problem. The enabler of it all, and he's used to that. You know what I mean? He's used to it. The phone calls, the way she used to call 3, 4, 5 times a day, demanding he picked up, never, ever stopped. The fact that I didn't give her, um, I guess in her words, the respect she wanted, not answering her phone calls or not kissing her ass. She told him that she would disown him if he ever thought about marrying me. Because this is the thing. What I'm realizing is she controlled the household. She was the man of the household. She controlled her son. She controlled her husband. And she controlled anything that came around them. Another incident where her birthday's on Christmas. So if you're in their world, Christmas is going to be at her house. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And I was like telling him, like, if we ever get married, we have a family, do you think that we would have to spend every Christmas with her? This man told me it's her birthday. Like, I can't, what did he say? It's not my fault that Christmas is her birthday. I have to give my mom her birthdays, which I feel like is very, very selfish. So 2 Christmases ago, I spent Christmas by myself because I wanted to go to the city where I'm from, New York. And he decided to go to, to his mom's house for Christmas because it was her birthday. So, she manipulated him like, your mom comes first. Your mom always comes first. And he fell for it. So, it was just certain situations where this is when I knew she was a narc. When I did come around, she would say mean things to me, but she wouldn't do it when he's around. And it would be very mean things to the point where my mind, I think mentally would go into shock. Like, did she just say that? And I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm not weak. I would normally speak my mind and tell your ass off. But I felt like out of respect, I knew I loved him, and I kind of seen the future in him. I thought he was going to be my husband. And I don't know why, like, because it just never would have worked. Like, he just never got where I was coming from. But, yeah, she would say, like, little mean things here and there every chance she got. This went on for a minute. For, like, I think from the very beginning, actually. That went on for a while. And it was but so much I could take. So it came to a point where I just was like, my anxiety was out of control. Every time I went around her, my anxiety was so high. And I just didn't know what it was, though. Like, I was still confused. I didn't know, like, why am I feeling this way? Well, every time I knew I had to go to his parents' house, I would feel the anxiety on my chest. And I would be like, what is that? Like, let me get something to drink. I'm going to get anxiety now thinking about it. And I would feel the anxiety on my chest. And I would be like, damn, what is it? What is it? I just didn't know what it was. But I started to notice, like I said, she would do little sneaky things, say really rude, mean things. And then I would tell him about it. And he would be like, huh? Like, everything seemed fine. I'm like, and he would come in the room and then she would smile. Like everything is good. When she just said some slick shit to me. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. So when I would go back and tell him the things she would say, he'd be like, I don't know. You sure? And I would be like, yeah. Like, she said this, she said that. He wouldn't believe me. He wouldn't believe me. And I'm so mad about that because I have no reason to make that shit up. Like, it was crazy. And then she would just smile after she done said something mean to me. And then when he would come in the room, she would compliment me in front of him. So it was like a fucking mind game. And this is like, it's crazy. So anyways, that was one incident. And then another incident, we went away because his niece runs track. And we went away to Maryland. We all stayed in the same hotel. And we were in the lobby. And his parents showed up. We were in the lobby. And I decided to go to the bathroom, and she followed and she came in there and said some slick shit. And this is now I'm at with End's point, and I'm like, don't worry about me. I'm grown. You be concerned about your child, but I'm grown. I ain't no, I'm not your child, and kept it at that, respectfully, respectfully. And she even came out the bathroom and gave me a compliment on my shoes in front of him after that happened. A couple of days later, he said, "Yo, my mother told me that you disrespected her in the bathroom at the hotel." I'm like, "What?" So I told him everything that happened, and of course, he didn't believe me. So, it just was a lot. Like, it was a lot. And the reason I say it's the gaslighting, it's like they put on a fucking show. It's just like she talks about herself very highly. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, but I know I'm probably like forgetting so much to this video. I'm gonna have to do a part two to this video because I'm just like blacking out now because it takes me in such a state that I feel like I'm stronger than that. And I seen it and I felt for the game in the beginning when she was being so nice and she would be buying me stuff and stuff like that. And I normally don't take stuff from people because one of the reasons I don't take stuff from people because I feel like people be like trying to hold it over your head sometimes. And I don't know if it's because of where I came from, why I fell for this trap, but I did. And that was not the breaking point of us. I decided to stay with him. Life got better. He got a really good job. And I was like, all right, well, things are looking up with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe we'll eventually get, married. But as things got better, she was pushing, like, no, 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 no. I don't, because she couldn't control me, she needed to get rid of me. And at that point, I was disposable. And he felt like, I kept telling him, he was like, well, you need to have a sit down with my mother. And you guys need to have a conversation about the things that you don't like and dislike that she does to you. And I was just like, I feel like that's your place. I feel like, there has been times where he would actually sit there and she would say certain things and I would be like, you didn't hear her? Like later on after the fact, like, why didn't you address it? Why did you allow her to speak to me in that way or that shape or that form or in that manner? And he would just be like, because sometimes you just gotta ignore her. Don't pay her ass no mind. That's just how she is. But then I realized, like, no, you just sat there and you allow her to disrespect me. Like, why are you allowing this? This is not okay. And he would flip it back on me. Well, I go, if you have a problem with it, then you need to speak up on it and you need to put her in her place and then maybe she'll stop. But I felt like it doesn't matter if I would have did that the first time she disrespected me. We stayed together for 6 years. And I probably shouldn't have stayed that long. And no matter when I chose to say something or stick up for myself, she would have wanted to dispose of me. Soon as I wanted to speak up for myself, she definitely would have wanted to dispose of me. And yeah, that's pretty much how it ended. She basically told him like, listen, if you marry her, I'ma disown you. And he kind of felt like, I love my mother, and if you ain't gonna kiss her ass, neither. If you're not gonna roll with how we gets down over here, then you gotta go. So, I am upset with myself for staying around so long. I am upset with myself for thinking things can change. I'm upset with myself for thinking he can see what I can see. I will say this: I've like watched a lot of videos on narcissism, and I sent him some videos, and he too believes his mom is a narcissist. But he says that I don't know. It makes me think like, did this man know this the entire time? And was I the only female that just decided to stay? So I don't know, but I just feel like I gave and gave and gave to this relationship. Like I said, he left from his mom home, and we moved in together, and I helped him build a place you can call home, and help him try to stand up for himself and let him know, like, listen, you've grown, like, and now he's in a great place in his life, and I kind of feel like, well, damn, I feel like I helped him in some areas, and I made him good for the next bitch. So he got a good job. Now he finally is living alone because he damn sure was living at home with his mother. If it wasn't for me, he definitely wouldn't have never left. He still would be there sucking her titty. And I feel like it's a loss. I feel like I put so much into it, and I don't know if it's a loss or not because do I honestly want that lady to be the grandmother of my kids? No. So I honestly want that to be my mother-in-law to have anxiety every time I come around her. Because no matter when we would have had that conversation, she is who she is, and I'm realizing it's bigger than me. So I don't know. I don't know. But when we departed, he said he felt like he's doing me a favor, so I don't have to deal with his mom anymore. So I don't really know. I just feel robbed. I feel robbed of my future because, like I said, overall, I thought he was a good guy. Outside of the fact that he didn't see the things that I could see, he had great potential on paper, but I definitely feel robbed. I feel robbed. I feel stupid. I feel naive. I feel like I'm smarter than that. So disappointed because I wasted 6 years, and I'm not young. I am 37. I'll be 38, and now I'm like starting all over. And it hurts. It definitely hurts. But I guess that's life, right? I guess that's life. So I basically wanted to just make this video because I know I'm not the only person that experienced this. I need to find somebody else that experienced this. Like, I really do because I know I'm not the only one that's experienced this. And I never had a situation where it's because of somebody's family that we broke up. Like, it's because, and then the father was always sweet. But then there was one time where I felt like he needed to please the mom too. And he was like, you need to come around more often. Because there became a point where I had to protect my peace and my sanity. So I just stopped coming around. And I told him, I said, listen, if you force me to come around, I have no choice but to put your mom in her place. At that moment, yeah, now that I think about it, if you wanted me to speak on it, but when I told you, listen, if it happens again, I'm speaking on it, you stop bringing me around. So you already knew what it was. So I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes I think about it and I'll be like, damn, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Was he really playing stupid? I don't know. Yeah, and it's still very fresh. It's still a very fresh situation. I beat myself up constantly about it every day. And I wish when I first saw the signs when she would say little things to me, but then smile and he came in the room like the big smile, just like this, like nothing happened. Then I should have known. It was a lot, and then trust your gut, trust the feeling that you get when you're around people, because I never knew really like what anxiety felt like. But every time he would say, "Hey, we're going to my parents' house for dinner," or they want to go out for dinner, I would get anxiety because I would be like, "Damn, I don't know what she's gonna do this time. I don't know what she's gonna say to me this time. I don't know if I can hold my composure this time. I don't know." And they're really good at playing the victim. Like when she told him the whole bathroom situation, she was crying, her feelings was hurt, like so fake. Ugh, fucking disgusted. Anywho, so yeah, so that was that, and I feel like I lost, but maybe in a way I gained. I don't know. Um, at this point, I just have to focus on making the life that I wanted, and I thought me and him was gonna build together. By myself, I just have to focus on that at this point, and just let go completely. Um, I am a little disappointed in myself, but that will never happen again. So if you have any questions, I know this video was all over the place because I was just trying to remember. So much happened within those years, like so much. Like I told you, like little spats of little incidents, but it was just so much. Like I remember, I'm just one more for the road. I remember she told me to not buy him things. Like don't buy him anything. Save your money. Don't spend money on him. Like, don't spoil him. And I'm like, this is the man that I'm with. Like, but was he really a man? It's a question. So, You know, like I said, she started at 33. I'm 37 now, and it was definitely time wasted. We separated. He said he wanted to be friends. I don't want that man in my life at all. Okay, at all. Because I remember there was a time when somebody was like, "What are y'all doing when you're gonna get married?" It was like one of his friends, and he was like, "I don't know. My mother's crazy." And if that wasn't a fucking excuse my language, because I'm like so upset. If that wasn't an eye opener for me, I don't know what was. And I still stayed a year after he said that. So I should have known once his mother said no. It was going to be a no. So, yeah. So I guess I could put this video in multiple categories. Mama's boy, man boy, narcissist mom. Um, but what I will say is if you see the red flags, please don't ignore them. And always get to know your significant other's family because you just never know what they come with. So I think I'm a good person with a good heart and a good soul and a good spirit. And, you know, sometimes God will protect you by blocking something that's not meant to be. Anyways, do you have any questions? If you ever experienced this, tell me your stories. Follow me on Instagram at Neena Stylez. And that's it, guys. Later.